Um, Welcome to a beautiful Saturday. Um, very, um, very inspirational. Very welcome, Albert Agudosi. Thank you so much for joining me today. As we come, let's go and share. Let's go and share this. It's another beautiful Saturday. So tell me, how did your day go? Welcome, Omolola Hanibi. Good to see you. How are you? How are you doing today? So welcome, Princess. That's my beautiful wife. How are you today? I shouldn't be asking you how are you because I know you are so fine. So tell me, did you read any book on personal finance this week? Did you learn anything on personal finance, on managing your money this week? I won't mind if you can write me. If you can just write down if you learned something new on personal finance this week. I would really love you to write something so that I will know how your finances are really going. And in case you are having issues with managing your finances, you can write me on Facebook Messenger. Just write me directly and ask for counsel on how you can go about few things. Planning your money or your investments. You can ask. I can actually guide you confidently, but you will be the person to make the decision. Today, let's see, more people will come before we can go further. Let's see, more people will come. Let's see. Just a second. So let's see, more people will come. So today I'm going to talk about something very interesting that I know you're going to learn from. I know you are going to come in. I'm just inviting as much as okay. So today I'm going to share on, people usually ask that. I remember someone was asking me that what's the importance of savings? What's the purpose of savings? Welcome, Queen Informa. Thank you so much for joining me. Please, let's go and share this as we come up. Thank you so much for joining me today. So my question is, how did your week go in terms of your finances? Did you learn anything this week on personal finance? From Monday to Friday, did you learn anything on personal finance? And I was saying that the topic I'm going to discuss today is, welcome, okay, Babatunde. Thank you for joining me. So what I'm going to discuss about today is savings, the importance. Do you know the importance of saving? I had a colleague and a friend asking me, you're asking us to save. What is the purpose of saving? Why are you telling us to save? Why can't I just do what I like with my money? Welcome, Queen. So, but for you to save, it has an importance. Saving has an importance. Don't just think it's about keeping money aside or just welcome Rich Sunday. Thank you so much. So what are the importance of saving? Why do you save? Why do you save your money? I'm going to read a quote from Titi Munga. I was studying during the week. Welcome King Paul, welcome Seun Yaya. I was studying during the week and this quote kept on going through my mind. I really liked it a lot. In fact, it's one of my guiding principles of personal finance. So, what is the quote all about? Titi Munga says, the habit of saving itself is an education. The habit of saving itself is an education. So, underline education. Before I go further, welcome Oluwatope King Isaiah. Thank you so much, King Paul. Thank you so much for joining me. So underline education. The habit of saving itself is an education. So help me bracket education. Just, put it somewhere. Education. It fosters every virtue. So saving itself, when you save some money, when you save a portion of your income, it fosters virtue. Another thing, underline virtue. So number one, I said saving itself, it's an education. 1. 2, I said it fosters every virtue. So virtue is the second one. 3, it teaches self-denial. Self-denial. So 3 things you are going to underline for me is education, virtue, and self-denial. That's the 3 things. Number 4, saving helps you to cultivate the sense of order. Saving helps you to cultivate the sense of order. So now you're underlining 4 things for me. The habit, education, 1, 2, virtue, 3, self-denial, 4, sense of order. And the last one, in fact, another one is saving helps you, it trains you to forethought. To forethought, like to think ahead. So that's the 5th one, to forethought. And the last one, saving broadens your mind. Saving broadens your mind. It's a quote I really love, and I put it because I've written 2 books on personal finance. So in the second book, I actually included it, and in the 3rd book also, I'm not going to include it because it helps you to understand the reason and the basis of you saving. So 6 things you must take note of now is the habit of saving itself. It's an education. That's the number 1 thing you must know. Number 2, it's a virtue. That's another thing you must know. Number 3, it teaches self-denial. That's another thing you must know. It helps you to cultivate the sense of order. Number 4, that's another thing you must know. Number 5, it trains you to forethought, to think ahead. Then the last one, it broadens your mind. So I want to ask you, what is the definition of education? If people tell you, if you're going to ask, what does education mean? If I was going to ask you, like you and I know that education comes in 2 angles. It comes with the regular, go for your BSc, go for your MSc, go for your PhD, go for your W, whatever they call it. That's going to school. And education also comes in terms of self-development. That's what they call self-education. And self-education is the greatest of all. It's much more important. It's what you teach yourself that stays with you. Even though you learn from so many people, you learn from the classrooms, you learn from nature, you learn from your classmates, you learn from your professor, you learn from your friends, which is very important and vital. But it is what you teach yourself that stays with you. Majorly, it's what you teach yourself that makes you who you will be. It is what you teach yourself that helps you to build a solid foundation. So saving itself is an education. It simply means that when you save, you are developing yourself. When you save, it's and the purpose of education is to enable us think. Martin Luther King was saying that the purpose of education is to allow us think and also to think critically. And when you think critically, it builds your character. When you think critically, it improves who you are. When you think, it shows that you are human. When you think, it shows that yes, you are really living. So saving itself, the habit of saving itself is an education. So it's like you are training yourself. It's like you are teaching yourself. It's like you are putting yourself, you are subjecting yourself to the laws of money. When you subject yourself to something, it simply means that you are educating yourself. You are teaching yourself how to live maximally. Welcome, my friend King Elder Murphy. Thank you so much for joining me. So the first one is the habit of saving itself is an education. So when you save, you are schooling yourself, you are educating yourself. Take note of that. Number two, I said saving fosters virtue. What is virtue? Here, the synonym, I went to the dictionary, I went to find the synonym of virtue. Virtue simply means behavior showing high moral standards. Behavior showing high moral standards. So, can you and I conclude that when you save a portion of your income, not spending all that you have, it simply means that you have high moral standards? I think so. It simply means that if continually you are consuming all that comes to your hand, not thinking of, in fact, Warren Buffett said a quote, he said, someone is sitting under a tree because someone planted that tree. It simply means you are sitting under a tree because someone planted it. Can you imagine if the person had not planted the tree? Can you imagine if the person had thought that it doesn't make any sense to plant that tree? So virtue simply means showing high moral standard. Welcome, Queen Chinwe, my very own Queen Chinwe. Thank you so much for joining me. So saving itself, it's a virtue. And I said the dictionary meaning of virtue is showing high moral standard. So when you save a portion of your income, you are showing high moral standard. Don't listen to people that will tell you to consume all that you earn. Don't listen to people that will tell you that, okay, just spend it. Next month instead, they are going to pay you. Life doesn't work that way. Life doesn't function that way. You have to be accountable of your finances. You have to be accountable of what happens to your money. You have to know where your finances are going to. So number one, I said education. Number two, I said virtue. Number three, the habit of saving teaches you self-denial. You and I know what self-denial is. It simply means that you shouldn't spend money on the things you can do without. It simply means that you shouldn't spend money on the things you can do without. If you can do without it, then let it go. Put your money in things that are much more profitable. Put your finances where you know that it's impacting lives. Put your finances in a place that you know that it's not constituting nuisance for you. So put your finances in a place that you know that at the end of the day, you know that you have achieved something worthwhile. So the habit of saving also teaches you self-denial. Number four is the habit of saving helps you to cultivate a sense of order. The habit of saving helps you to cultivate a sense of order. It simply means that, show me your finances and I will tell you if you are orderly. Just let me know the state of your money. Let me know the state of your bank accounts. Just let me know how you handle little details. And I can really picture a certain percent of your life, like what you'll be doing. Because how you handle your money is related to how you handle every other thing else in your life. Detailed, be detailed. That's I am also talking to myself. I should be detailed. I should be orderly. Be orderly. A sense of order gives you ability to forge ahead and an ability to give you direction. So saving helps you. It gives you a sense of order. Then saving also teaches you to forethought. To forethought simply means to think ahead. To forethought, I also checked the dictionary. To forethought means careful consideration of what will be necessary or may happen in the future. Careful consideration of what may be necessary or may happen in the future. In fact, in finance, in personal finance, they call it emergency funds. So you should have a portion of your income must be not stored up, but you should save for emergency cases. I think in economics it's called, precautionary motives. Precautionary motive. So save for things that might come up in the future, because things will come up, trust me. They will come up and nobody will come to your aid. Nobody's going to come to your aid, You have to be responsible of everything, of whatever happens to you. So you have to take your money decisions into your hands. And the last one is the habit of saving broadens your mind. The habit of saving broadens your mind. Because you, for example, if you are well planned, if your finance is well planned, guess what happens? You begin to think of bigger projects. You begin to think of bigger investments. You begin to think of things that are much more profitable. You begin to think of things that are so valuable. Why? Because because you've paid the price. Because you've done your own assignment. Because you've done what should be done. So don't forget the five things I want you to underline. The habit of saving itself is an education. It fosters every virtue. It teaches self-denial. It helps you to cultivate a sense of order. It trains you to forethought, and it broadens your mind. Thank you so much for joining me, and I had a great time because I've learned from what I'm also telling you, and I hope you've also learned something. In case you've learned something, just pen it down for me, and I'm going to go through it after the live broadcast. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. Queen Informa, thank you so much. Glady, thank you so much for joining me. Oluwatokwe, thank you so much. Queen Chinwe, thank you so much. Love you from my heart. Elder Murphy, thank you so much. Queen Ifeyiwa, thank you so much. Who's here again? My princess, my beautiful wife, thank you so much for coming up. Adelaide, thank you so much. And let's go and share it. Azana, you are Noah, thank you. So this same time next week, I'm going to be with you. And always remember to be detailed about your finances. Know where your finances are going to. Every kobo, know where every kobo is going to. As soon as you know where every kobo is going to, when you become a public figure, you'll be able to manage your own finances, and you'll be able to manage people's finances. Because what you do on your own is what will reflect when you get to a bigger place. Thank you so much. I had a great time this Saturday, and I hope you also had a great time. Thank you so much, and God bless. I'm going to see you same time next week. Bye.